I work at a grocery store that prioritizes older people with health problems, immune-compromised people, and people with special diets. As Thanksgiving began to roll around, we opened a program for our customers that would allow them to pre-order their Thanksgiving turkey. Because the program sounded a bit confusing on the outside and a lot of customers don't read the posters to pre-order right in front of their face, we were trained to ask every person checking out if they wanted to pre-order and explain the program if they said okay. There was a reward for the cashier that got the most people to pre-order, but TBH, I wasn't too interested in the reward. Like every special event in the store, I ask if they're interested because I'm required to, and if they say no, I say okay and hand them their receipt. Close to Thanksgiving, that pattern became muscle memory. I welcome to them to my register, ask if they're a member with us, ask if they want to pre-order their turkey, and hand them their receipt. Because of how many people I see a day, I tend not to remember anyone's face or information, nor do I care to remember something that's not for me to know. So this happened out of the blue and I was utterly confused at first. Flash to the past, and I'm checking out an older woman who hands me a jug of orange juice. She asked if we had any more in the back because the shelves were empty. I didn't know for a fact if we did because I spent my entire day at the registers, but I knew we didn't get a new shipment until tomorrow, so most likely, everything was on the shelves already and only overflow products were in the back at this point. I told her we could do a personal order for a case, and she filled out the order form. The thing about order forms in my store is that they can easily be misplaced. Because we're understaffed and the registers can't be unattended, I wasn't allowed to walk the form to the receiving room, but I knew at the end of every day, the registers were cleaned and anything that didn't belong there, such as product returns, things that need to go back on the shelves because someone didn't want them after all, garbage or damaged items, and of course, order forms, were taken to their proper location. So I slipped the order form on top of the register drawer so it wouldn't be missed when they were cleaned. After we finished with the order, I asked if she wanted to order a turkey and she agreed, so I pulled up the pre-order list and had her fill out her information. I repeated back the pattern I had by now. The turkeys will come in the last 2 weeks of November. We won't call you because there are too many people on the list, but just come in when they arrive and bring your receipt with you. Okay if you lose it though, because your name is now in the order book so we can look it up and see what turkey size you got. I repeated this so many times, it was impossible for me to have said anything different. After finishing up with her, I moved on. For that order sheet, I was told the journey it went on from a fellow co-worker. After he cleaned the registers that night, he found the order and went to bring it to the manager's office. The office was locked, so he left it on the cabinet directly next to the office so it would be found. It was found and the manager decided to let receiving order the product, so he brought it to the back room and left it on the desk. Unfortunately, the receiving manager had taken a day off and didn't see the form. By the time anyone was able to order it, the new shipment had already come in with the product anyway. The only difference was we didn't call her to let her know it was in because technically, it wasn't her request because the special order was never filled out. This whole incident began the how that was a random woman trying to get me fired. The most insane part was it happened in 15 minutes while I was on break, and my co-worker had to fill me in when I returned. It was the 12th of November, 2022, and a woman walked into the store. She asked about her order and got a confused look. My coworker said no order was filled out and she quickly flipped out saying she filled out the form and if I didn't give it to someone, it was obviously my fault and she wanted me fired or at least severely in trouble. She said I had terrible customer service, and so my coworker asked me who she meant because up until this point she never even said my name, let alone what I looked like. Sadly, she didn't even remember me, which I found a little amusing because I was the only person in the store with vibrant blue hair. My coworker sent someone to the back to check on the product and surprise, we had the item she ordered anyway, which calmed her down a little, but she still wanted to file a complaint against me for not filling out the order. My coworker refused to do this because 1, he was one of the store managers and I was his apprentice, and 2, he knew I didn't mess anything up because he was the one that took the form to the cabinet for the main manager. He finally managed to get her to let the incident go when someone else brought up the case of juice only for her to ask about the turkey. My coworker told her that they hadn't arrived yet, to which she insisted they were because I told her they would be in today. Utterly confused, he looks at her receipt because nobody knew the exact day they were coming in, but being the 12th, it was too early for any turkey yet. Nobody was saying an exact day at checkout because nobody knew the exact day, not even the manager of the company. The turkey arrivals were dependent on the company that was supplying the turkeys. When she said I had told her a date, that caused complete bafflement, and then he sees the problem. The woman ordered a 1,215-pound turkey, and she assumed 1,215 was the date of the turkey arrival. My coworker told her that 1,215 was the weight, not the date, and she doubled down. I told her the date, I did. I needed to get in trouble for telling false info, and also I was super pushy about making her order a turkey and she was forced to do it. He asked if she wanted a refund for her pre-order deposit and she didn't want one. She just wanted her turkey and asked if she could have it anyway. No. Even if he wanted to get her the turkey, it physically wasn't in the store yet. Her turkey was still at the farm and alive. What did she want us to do? Well, fire me, of course. It all came back to my fault and I had to be punished for everything happening to her right now. If she couldn't have the turkey, I couldn't have my job. I'm not quite sure what happened after that. My coworker walked into the break room after the whole situation as I was just about to get up, and he told me to sit back down for a minute because of this lady that had it out for me. We hung out in the break room for a few minutes while he told me what happened, then he went to go check on her. After he confirmed she left, he said it was fine for me to go back to my post and we never spoke of it again. Once the turkeys rolled in and people began to pick them up, the order list was marked off and I sometimes read through it to see how many more people needed their turkey still. Before Thanksgiving Day, everyone had gotten their turkey, so she obviously got her turkey eventually. Even if I didn't actually know her name, everyone was checked off and she never raised another complaint. I'm fairly sure she was having a bad day and trying to find someone to blame or something, but still, a ridiculous situation that I was happy to be in the break room for.